Sup nerds, today we have Ruin Mode Turbo versus Rose X. Chris won the Darwell, so he starts us off by hatching Kokomon, evoing into Lalamon, and then playing Lalamon, scourging top 3. He adds the Togemon. I hatch Koro, play Physical Training, scourge top 2, add the Rookie. I mulligan my hand, still missed a Rookie, but thankfully got it off the search. Evo into Agu for 0. And I just play Marcus for 5, suspend it to pop his Lalamon. He stays in raising, Evo's into Toga for 2. He was into Toga X. And Evo's into Argomon to air quotes choke me to 1, then I go to 3 for Marcus. I Evo into Geo for 2. And then play an Agumon to give him 2. Kind of baiting him into promoting and doing something to it. So I can obliterate his board. So he plays Yoshino to pass turn since he can't really do anything. And if he evos, he'd pass turn and he knows that's bad for him. So I stay in raising, get a memory from Agumon at the beginning of my main phase. Evo into Geo for 2 memory. So I pop the physical to Evo into Rise for 1, trigger Rise, play Marcus. Still missing a level 6, which is kind of unfortunate. And I just play Agumon, and then he goes to 3 from Yoshino. So he promotes. Evo's in a Rosemon for 1 due to all his inheritables. Taps Yoshino to gain a memory. He suspends my Rise, and uses the other effect to suspend my Agumon. Then he Evo's in a Rose X for 1. Suspends my Marcus that doesn't have an effect on his turn. And targets the Agumon, and the Agumon and Marcus cannot unsuspend until the end of my turn. Then he swings over my ShineGreymon. Sad. Then he Evos into Quartz for 6. Suspends my Marcus. He gains back 2 memory, and then I gain back a memory from my Marcus suspending. -3k on the Quartz, but it doesn't really matter because it goes away. Still missing a level 6, sadly. So I decide not to promote. And I gain a memory from Agu. And I Evo into Geo for 2, just trying to dig deeper into my deck. And then Evo into Rise for 3, which is actually a mistake. I probably should have just passed there. And then he goes 3 from Yoshino. Hatches, Evo's into Palmon, Evo's into Pal X. I shouldn't have Evo'd into the Rise because I need to be able to play out a Marcus before I Evo into BT2 Shine, assuming I see both, so I can potentially clear his Quartz. Or his board if he goes wide. I don't realize that until later, though. He Evo's into Toga for 2. Toga X. Then plays Agility. Adds Yoshino to hand. Then he chooses not to attack over my Geo. So I Evo into Rise for 3, no effect. Then play Agility. Add the Agumon so I can search. Since all I'm missing is level 6. And a Tamer. He promotes. At this point, he 100% should be swinging over my suspended Digimon. He Evos into Lilamon for 1 memory. Thanks to the reductions of his inheritables. Lilamon effect, play Yoshino. Gains memory from Palmon X. Plays Mimi for 3, scourges top 3. That's what he was looking for, clearly, as the Rosemon. Pops Agility, Evo's in a Rosemon for 1, taps Yoshino to gain a memory. Rosemon doesn't do anything since everything on my board's already suspended. Then he Evo's in a Rose X for 1, and obviously her effect doesn't matter either since Quartz is on the field. And he still refuses to clear my ShineGreymon, which is a massive mistake. So I play Agu, scourge top 4. Finally, see a Marcus and a Shine. And then it gets suspended from Rose X's effect. And then I just Evo into Geo just to dig deeper into my deck and pass turn. So he hatches Coco. Evo's into Lalamon. And I actually distracted Chris here. I was asking him about if he unsuspended his Tamers on the previous turn because I couldn't remember. And I kept him from drawing for Evo. So I'll take the blame for that chet, but that was a chet. It's funny because he had his hand on the card, and then I asked him a question. He immediately just forgot to draw. Maybe I'll employ that tactic versus Chris more in the future. Start asking him questions while he's doing stuff. He evos in a Togemon for 2. He swings security, 17k, 1 check, and it trashes the top card of my security. He triggers Argomon's effect, plays Lalamon out for free. Adds Sunflower. So that gets trashed, and then he checks a Marcus. And I am very thankful that he checked that Marcus. That's going to help me very much in the future. I do not activate the on play, because obviously it wouldn't even pass turn. Then he just plays Yoshino for 4. And he would gain a memory back from Palmon X, but I go to 3 anyway. So because he did that, and he refuses to attack over my Digimon, he's about to regret spaghetti his decisions. So at this point I'm starting to do math, and I say out loud, can I clear everything? And Chris is like, I hope not. And I eventually just give up on doing the math and just promote anyway. So I promote, and Rose X suspends my Rise. I do not trigger Marcus's effect, because there's no reason to. Pop Physical. Evo into Rise for 1. Trigger Rise effect, play Marcus. Just counting up the DP minuses now. So I Evo into Shine for 4. Suspend both my Marcuses. I do 4 and 4 on the Rose X and the Quartz. And then 3 from 1 Marcus on the Quartz. And then 3 from the Marcus on the Rose X. Draw 2 cards from my inheritables. So Quartz is currently 8k. So minus him by another 2 from Geo, and a minus by another 1 from Koro. I minus Rose X by another 4 more k, just because she's real small now. I trigger Agumon's effect just to pop the Lalamon just because, then Evo into Ruin for 4. Minus 5k on the rest of his field until the end of his turn. Everything is dead. And now Chris realizes that he should not have left my stuff on the field, because all of my inheritables were what let me actually clear everything. And now he can't even promote. He goes into Lila and Raising. Then plays an Agility, Scorches top 2. Adds the Palmon. Then I go to 3, and everything finally unsuspends on my field. I hatch my Koro. I pay 1 for Marcus. Evo into Agu and Raising. I swing security with Marcus. Draw 2 cards. And yeah, Chris scoops. I'm about to double ruin mode him. In fact, I think I might have been able to triple ruin mode him on that turn. So we do take game 1. By the way, if you guys enjoy this type of content, please like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel. And if you're interested in either one of these deck profiles, the link for them will be in the pinned comments below. Alright, and Chris makes me go first for game 2. I hatch Koro. Evo into Agu. And I choose to Evo for 1 memory, just stroke him to 1. Then he hatches, Evos into Palmon X. And then plays Agility, chokes me back to 1. Adds the Yoshino. And I draw. Play Agu, Scourge top 4. Add the Shine, since it's the only thing I'm really missing. I have a full line in my hand otherwise. Plays Yoshino, gives me back 2. I Evo into Geo for 2, effect. Take a little peek skis at my security, kind of disappointed. That Geo is my least favorite Geo in the deck. Like, unless you're already winning and you've already swung with your Marcuses and like you know they're in security, it feels so bad Evoing into him and just hoping there's one in there. So Evo into Rise, trigger Rise effect. And play Marcus. No reason to tap him since Chris has a memory setter now and I don't get any effects that are relevant for suspending him. So he promotes. Pops Agility. Evos into Toga X for 0. Yeah, my ShineGreymon cannot unsuspend until the end of my next turn. Taps Yoshino, gains memory. And Evos into Lilamon for 3 memory. And then effect, plays Yoshino, gains memory back. And he Evos into Rosemon for 3, suspends my Tamer and my Rise, and gains memory from Yoshino. And then I gain a memory and minus 3k on his Rosemon from Marcus suspending, so I do pull turn, thankfully. And Chris right here is actually like, well, I'm not even sure if I want to target the Marcus, because he didn't actually declare the effect. I just suspended my Marcus for him. So he asks if he can just target the ShineGreymon and then attempt to target it again with Rosemon effect's second effect to suspend it. I say, yeah, you can. You can do that if you want to. And he says, yeah, I would like to. So we just go back. I put the card I drew for turn back on top of my deck. And now it's still Chris's turn at 0 memory and my Marcus is unsuspended. So he swings over my ShineGreymon with his Rosemon. Very smart. He learned from his mistakes in game 1 and then just hard passes. And now I don't have another Rise in my hand, which is very disappointing. Evo and a Geo for 2. And I just play Agumon for 3 memory, and then he goes to 3 from Yoshino. So he hatches Coco. Plays Agility for 2, Scourges. Can't imagine him not adding a Rookie here if he doesn't already have one. Oh, he adds the Mimi. I did just see a Palmon X in his hand. I guess he was just hoping to hit a Palmon. So Evos into Palmon X. Then he Evos into Toga X for 2, and then I go to 3 for Marcus. At this point, I'm just forced to hope, so I promote, gain a memory from Geo, trigger Agumon, turn Marcus into Digimon, because I have no way to draw cards otherwise. So I swing with Marcus, minus 3k on Rose, gain a memory and draw a card from Agu, and then he gets to trigger his all turns effect. So he suspends my Geo, and then the check goes through 3k, it dies. And I Evo into Geo, activate his effect, play Marcus. Suspend it, minus Rose by another 3, and then gain a memory. And then I just play double Agumon to pass turn. Now my hand is level 6s and level 7s. So nice. He pops Agility Training, Evos into Lily for 1, taps double Yoshino, gains 2 memory, suspends my Geo, bot decks the other Geo, and then Rosemon effect suspends my Agumon. He Evos into Quartz for 6, suspends everything, and then gains back 3 memory. And then we have a Chet here, he should draw 2 cards from his Kokomons. Then he swings over the Geo and trashes the top card of my security. Then Evos into Rosemon for 3 memory, and nothing happens, and I go to 3. I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu, and just hard pass. He hatches Coco, Quartzmon does unsuspend, then Evos into Pal. He swings security, trashes 1, checks 1, or checks 2 because of the Lila. And he beats over the Ruin Mode, unfortunately, 17k. Then Chris Evos into Pal X. Then Evos into Rose X for 1. Then Evos into Togemon. And plays a Mimi, Scourges. And then I look at the top card, and it's on a level 4, so I just scoop. Nothing I can do. So Chris does take game 2. Alright, and I make Chris go first for game 3. He hatches. Evos into Pal. And then plays Mimi, Scourges top 3. Can only add 1 of those. Sad. Now I hatch Koro. Play Physical. And I add the Rise. And then I just play Geo for 5, give him 4. I mulligan, did mulligan to my hand with no rookies, sadly. He promotes, gives me minus 2 memory every time I suspend. Evos into Evos into Togemon X. And now I can't unsuspend. Then he Evos into Lila for 2, thanks to the Palmon effect. Plays Yoshino. And then plays Agility, gives me 2. Adds the Togemon. We're playing a little bit quicker here because we know we're actually getting close to turns. So I pop Physical. Evo into Rise for 1. Effective Rise. Play Marcus. And I finally see Rookie, Evo into Agu and Raising. And then playing another Marcus to set him to his 3. And he hatches his Coco. He was in a Pal. He was in a Togemon for 2. He was in a Toga X for 0. He was into Rosemon for 2 memory. Suspends Yoshino, gains memory back. Suspends my ShineGreymon. And then targeted again. I guess he doesn't want to suspend my Marcus. Swings over it, sad. And taps me to gain a memory. Then plays Agility, scratches top 2, adds Rosemon Burst Mode, then I go to 3. I promote, gain 1 memory and pay 1 memory for the Marcus. Gain 1 from the Agumon. Then I Evo into Geo for 2, trigger Geo's effect. No targets, that's why it's my least favorite Geo. Then I swing security, draw 1 from Agu, trigger Marcus effect. Evo into Rise for 0, trigger Rise effect. Play Marcus. And then minus 1k on the Rosemon, and then he suspends my ShineGreymon. Marcus dies, it gets recovered, and then I just don't have a level 6 in my hand. And then I just hard play Rise to give him 6. He promotes. Yeah, like I've said before, the only games you really lose with Ruin Mode Turbo is just to yourself, to hands like this. He goes into Rosemon for 4 memory, or Rosemon Burst Mode 4 memory, suspends my Rise, gains 1 memory from Yoshino, 1 memory from Mimi, and suspends my Marcus as well. He swings over my Rise, trashes the top card of my security. It's my Marcus, obviously. Sad. Then Evos into Blossom for 1 memory because of his reductions. Pops Agility, Evos into Rose X for 2. Suspends my Marcus. I should actually gain a memory here. It's not really going to matter. Then Evos into Quartz. Stuns everything. Yeah, I guess it does matter. He plays Lala, scratches top 3. I hatch Evo into Agu. And no level 4s, and just pass. He hatches Coco. Evos into Lala. Swings with Quartz. Trashes 1, checks 1. He is good. Swings with the Lalamon. Dies. He was in a Toga for 2. Then plays Yoshino, gives me my 3. I draw. And extend handshake. The game's over. I did not see a level 4. I'm not going to be able to play on my turn. So Chris does take it 2-1, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.